Greetings, salutations, and hiya! Welcome back to Starless Art Studio. So, a lot has happened since my last video, and I'm sure you know about at least some of it if you're on the internet at all, but I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. So, to jump right into it, I'm going to be doing another character design video, kind of like the Edit Girls, but instead of fruit, they're going to be based on rare or uncommon animals, as the thumbnail did show. So I've had this idea since last year, so I've been wanting to do it for a while, and so I'm happy to be making this video. Okay, so like the Edit Girls, each video is going to have a set of 3 character designs, but unlike the Edit Girls, I didn't make all these animal designs several years ago on paper, so they're not redesigns and they don't have names already, which means I am totally open to name suggestions in the comments. So this first character is a girl based on an animal I've known about for quite a few years, and I personally think it's adorable. It's called a sea bunny, or a sea bunny slug. It's a sea slug. I'll give some more information about them in a minute, but from what I remember from the top of my head about them is that they're adorably tiny, and I mean wee tiny boys that live in Japan. And I believe they're poisonous too. So I think they look adorable and fuzzy, even though they're technically not, but I'll get into the facts in a minute. So I decided to draw a sea bunny character with an oversized fuzzy sweater to look like the sea slug's body. I had her hair cover her eyes because I'm pretty sure they don't have eyes. They might. I'm not sure, it doesn't look like they do, but it's fine, I'll double check later. But I wanted her to look chill and innocent and like she's just floating around. Being chill, minding her own business, just vibing. Alrighty, so a few facts about sea bunnies from nationalgeographic.com is that they grow approximately 2.5 centimeters or less than an inch long. Some live through the Indo-Pacific Ocean from South Africa to the Central Pacific. Although quite a few of the popular images of them are white with black spots, they can also come in quite a few colors like yellow, orange, and blue. The species of slug is called Jorna parva. Don't ask why I said it like that, I'm not sure if that's how it's pronounced. But the bunny ears, or at least those little things on the slugs, are antenna-like structures that are sensory organs, which just means it makes it easier for them to get around and tell what's around them. Oh, and they actually do have eyes. Sea slugs have eyes, but they're not that good. They can see light and tell when it's light or dark, though. A few more facts from blog.potty.com would be that they are poisonous, as they belong to a group of slugs that use poison as a defense system, typically from other animals. They eat sponges, which is where some of their toxins come from. Another thing is that they're able to steal stingers from jellyfish and use them against predators. They also don't have the longest lifespan, as they typically live from a couple months to a year. So for her outfit, I could have made her design based on the characteristics of the animal, but I wanted to make it more on the way the sea bunny looks. I tried to go for a fluffy, kawaii, chill girl look. I took inspiration from kawaii-esque fluffy clothes, sweaters, and short boots with a little bit of fluffy on top. I was gonna give her a tail somewhere because sea bunnies look like they have tails, but because of the angle I drew her in, I couldn't really fit it anywhere where it looked right, so I put little ones in the back of her shoes. And here's the finished character for the sea bunny. Like I mentioned before, they don't have names, so feel free to leave as many suggestions as you like in the comments, and I'll pick one to share in the next video. This next design is of another sea creature. I think it's super pretty, and it honestly looks like something you'd see in a fantasy movie. It is a blue sea dragon. These majestic blue water dwellers caught my attention ever since I first saw them, which I actually don't even remember when that was. I just know I've known about them for at least a couple years now. I wanted this character to look really tall, slender, and majestic. I wanted her to look like some kind of water royalty with many decorations on her outfit that looks like the fins of this animal. A few facts about this fancy fish from oceana.org are that it's actually a brightly colored sea slug. The blue glacius, which is what it's called, also known as the blue sea dragon, sea swallow, or blue angel, lives in places like the Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific Oceans. It enjoys temperate and tropical waters. The type of slug is known as a nudibranch. This is a group of shellless marine mollusks, like sea bunnies. So they're like cousins, or maybe distant cousins. Like most members of the nudibranch group, they use toxic chemicals from things that they eat as a defense system. Also, like sea bunnies, these slugs are really small. They only grow to be about barely 3 centimeters long or just barely longer than an inch. Imagine if they were big enough to ride on though. Aw, never mind, people would probably try to eat them. And apparently they swim, or float really, because of a little air bubble in their tummies, and they flip themselves over to show their bellies upwards to camouflage. Their silvery backs are shown below them so they blend more to hide from predators. This is called countershading, and it helps them to avoid predators, especially when swimming in open waters. Other animals like penguins do this too, dark top and light tummy. Similar to the sea bunnies, blue sea dragons are not inherently venomous, but they often use the toxins of others. Venom is a specific type of poison that an animal can create for a specific purpose. In this case, sea dragons use the specialized toxins from one of the most dangerous jellyfish in the world, which just so happens to be their food. Somehow. The Portuguese man of war, if you haven't heard of this type of jellyfish, they are the lengthiest jellyfish, with tentacles that can reach up to 150 feet or 50 meters long. Them bags got length. Gosh, I don't even want to imagine what it's like getting tangled in that mess. Their sting is really painful and can last for up to 1 to 3 days, and it'll definitely leave a mark. A lot of them, actually. And they don't even have to be alive to sting. They just do! I think I should make a character design based on that, actually. Anyways, okay, so what the blue sea dragons do with this is that they store and concentrate the venom, which just makes it worse. So when they're threatened or touched, they're able to release the venom in an even more concentrated form. So basically, TLDR, Blue Boy can equal Big Ow. A few other facts about them is that they do eat other animals besides the Portuguese man of war, but they're still mostly jellyfish. They get air in their tummies by swallowing it. This helps them swim around and float to the surface of the water. A group of them together is called a blue fleet. Be careful though, if you're in an area that they might live in, they could end up washing up on a shore or beach and end up stinging people. Back to the drawing. For this character, I didn't really base her outfit based on any specific style of clothing. I just wanted to have a really flowy long dress that looked like the actual blue sea dragon. So here's the finished blue sea dragon girl. I think she turned out really pretty and I like how her outfit looks. And of course, feel free to leave name suggestions in the comments. Alrighty, so this last one is also based on a sea creature, and I'm pretty sure you can tell what it is based on these pretty clear pictures of octopods. Anyways, okay, so this 8-appendage cephalopod is a species of which I'm sure you recognize, but what I thought was neat about this particular one is that it is see-through. This octopus is called a glass octopus, and it almost looks like it's made of slightly holographic plastic when it swims, so I knew I wanted to make the character design with a holographic shiny outfit. I also spent about 3 hours on this design, and 30 minutes of it was probably me trying to figure out the pose and proportions. I'm not sure why I was having so many problems with that. I almost decided on one, but something about it fell off to me, so I started all over again until I settled on one that became the final drawing. I wanted her to have visible headphones, a holographic-ish but still clear jacket, and holographic boots. Okay, so a few facts about this deep-sea invertebrate from realmonstrosities.com. Interesting name, is that it's very soft and almost jelly-like. So it's like a physical mix between a jellyfish and an octopus. This octopus lives across the world and lives very deep underwater, between 540 and 5,550 feet, or 165 and 1,690 meters. And this isn't even that deep as far as deep ocean standards go. It's like the second highest zone as far as water levels go. It's called the Mesopelagic or Twilight Zone, and known as the 1959 TV show or the 2019 remake. Now, this is the layer where things start getting darker and the sun's light doesn't reach as far down. Animals such as fish, shrimp, squid, some eels, and jellyfish live here along with this glass octo. The brightest it gets down here is like a dim blue hue, which where it gets its name from. So in this region, it's not exactly preferable to be seen at any angle since the waters are pretty open around here. So this octopus uses the almost complete transparency of its body to stay hidden. Even its organs are just long, clear, tubular masses. From the looks of it, its most visible parts are its brain and eyes, but from far away these could look like just random particles or specks in the water instead of an entire animal swimming around. Also, it seems to have somewhat rectangular eyes, so that's interesting. It's crazy though, its skin looks so thin and delicate, like the poor thing could just rip on a sharp deep-sea rock and look like a plastic bag drifting around. Poor Octo. Anyways, back to the drawing. I had fun creating her outfit. I hunted around for a few holographic accessories and settled on the look of a somewhat holographic see-through jacket, boots, belt with a little octopus on it, and headphones. The rest of her clothes, like her tank top and shorts, were kept white. I was inspired by a lot of bright holographic fabrics. They're super shiny and plastic-like. And I know depending on how they're put together or just how they look to some people, they can seem kind of busy or too much, and some just don't like the way it looks. But I don't know, I like the look of them, the way they're sometimes put together. It's very unique, and with this drawing in particular, the colors were kind of toned down a bit since I didn't want it to be too vibrant, as it is supposed to be based off of an octopus. That thing is to blend in with the background. But the octopus did look kind of reflective in some pictures, but in general it wasn't too colorful, so I just wanted to be right in the middle with colorful and reflective and see-through. This was also a fun way to practice coloring different textures. I think I only colored holographic materials once before when I posted a drawing for Instagram. I really liked how it turned out too. I drew her for a mood board challenge and I still think she looks really cute. Another thing, out of all the edit girls, the computer program girls, and this new rare animals set of girls, this is the only drawing, besides maybe the notepad girl, where the hair isn't completely hair. It's just a lot of tentacles. I mean, I could have just given her curly hair, but I don't know, the idea of her having tentacle hair was always kind of in my head from the start. But like, why? It's not like there's been any fandom game series or specific character design that I've seen or gotten into recently that could have possibly influenced the idea, even subconsciously to the point that it would cause my brain to conjure the idea of tentacles to replace hair, right? Yeah, too obscure of an idea. Well, that concludes the glass octopus drawing, and feel free to give name suggestions in the comments. Alright, so all three of the rare animal girl designs are the sea bunny girl, the blue sea dragon girl, and the glass octopus girl. These were really fun to make, and again, you can give name suggestions for all of these designs in the comments, and tell me if there's anything else you'd like to see me draw, whether it be more edit girls, because I have a lot left to redesign, and way more than just fruit too, or if you just want to see me draw more rare animals or anything else. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and that's not it actually. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much, and there's two really big things I want to mention. So the first one is... okay. So the state of the world has been pretty negative, and there's just been so much going on, and I'm sure you know quite a bit of it, but I made this a while ago as to hopefully help brighten things up with the theme of staying safe and washing your hands. So I just hope wherever you guys are, whatever you're doing, you're just able to stay safe and that you're doing well. One of them was created to be like this little celebration for when I hit 500 followers on Instagram a while back. It is a tad outdated at this point, but they're Draw This in Your Style challenges, so if you do want to try them, I posted them on Instagram, Pinterest, all those types of places, and I would like to see your submissions. I always enjoy seeing them. And make sure to tag me because I always like seeing what you guys create, and I put them at the end of my videos. In fact, some submissions are already at the end of this video. So if you do try it, again, please be sure to tag me. The last big announcement is something I've been working on for a couple months now, so basically since the last video, and I've been pretty excited about it. I finally have my first little merch shop, and it's on Etsy. It's called Stylus Art Studio Shop, and I've made stickers. So far there are 8 different sticker sheets based on 8 of the edit girls I've created. They each come with one edit girl, the fruit they're based on, and a little version of their head. I plan on making these stickers for more edit girls and maybe these animal girls. There'll also be another version of the Fruit Edit Girl stickers that I'm hoping to release soon, so hopefully you can stick around for those too. Anyways, that's all for this video, and if you're still here, thanks so much. I really hope you have a stellar and safe day. Bye!